Well, I mean, I think again, one of the things that a lot of times, and even we were guilty of it when we really started looking at RPAs and when we implemented the global records team is we looked at it more as a point solution. It's like, okay, an RPA is, and I use the term around here is, macros on steroids. I'm a programmer and you can do a lot with macros. And so, when we first started looking at RPAs, it's like, okay, well, it's almost like a macro. You have to have a coder and you improve a process and just throw it here. But I think what we started to learn, especially as with UiPath and with SmartBridge's help, is it's really a platform, right? And so as a platform, you really have to have a strategy around automation. So you can't just go. And again, you can do it with UiPath. You can get a license and start doing your own individual RPAs. But for an organization, you really have to look at it as another ERP type, CRM type platform. Just like you would with your servers or your messaging system. This is the backbone of what you want to do, have a strategy across the globe as you implement the platform. And so even though you may not deploy RPA across the globe on day one, but make sure that your platform is designed for scalability, international, everything that you're going to potentially need it to do. Make sure you do that up front. Otherwise, you're going to end up redoing a lot of stuff. And, being in, I'll just use our example, commercial real estate. We have to build the solid foundation. We have to build the solid outside of the building, and then we try to build the inside. Right. You don't want to have to try to undo the foundation when you're 40 stories up, right? And so same thing here is, you don't want to do that. And take out of business quickly. But take your time, really focus on that, the strategy and the foundation, and then I think it's just so much easier to load the RPAs on top. So I'd say that's an important one. And then I'll just mention a couple others. The second one I think is important because a lot of times RPA projects come in as IT projects, and so we try to convince folks, hey, I know we can automate this and automate that. And but one of the things we were challenged at Hines is because again we're in 27 countries, that there's so many different lines of business. We're office, we're industrial, and we have development, asset management, property management. And so IT trying to speak the language has been really tough. When you try to speak all the different languages of business lines. And so one of the things we did a few years ago is we created a group called the Business Technology Group that's led by a very strong individual who has, property management, accounting, investment management, fund management experience. And so having that individual build a team made up of non-IT people, but that have an IT knack, but actually work in the field and understand that, being able to align with them and use them in this journey was probably the most powerful thing that we could do. Because again, it didn't become just an IT initiative, an IT mission. It became an IT imperative that we have to work together. So to me, that was a huge thing. So as you guys are thinking about, how do we implement RPAs, especially around that change management, think about people first, then technology. It's not about replacing someone's job. It's about freeing them up because we all run lean shops, right? And so how do we free people to do more value add? And that's where the RPA journey is really important. And so I think, having that strong champion IT business alignment, creating a culture of innovation and process improvement, I think is what RPAs were designed for. And so that's I think the main thing. You can read the rest of these, but I think just again, and then number 8, even though it's number 8 there, but definitely align with a strategic partner, someone that really knows what they're doing here to really accelerate your journey.